It's another side that like wants to take more, but wants to go that one more round. Because like going that one more round when you don't think you can, that's what makes all the difference in your life. You know what I mean?
Welcome to another episode of One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast. I'm your host, and with me today, of course, the lovely Kyle and the handsome Katie. How you guys doing today?
Hey, Leo.
Katie looks great. Look at that fur jacket, Kyle. Did you notice the fur jacket she's wearing?
I didn't.
Just on the collar.
It's kind of funny. I assume it's faux fur.
Of course.
Because I'm like, otherwise, I'm like, I don't know.
She's like, eat a burger, kill the seal.
She really goes the other way.
I did a 180 overnight. Yep.
Okay.
I'm a cave woman now.
All right, well, guys, this is awesome. We're going to get right into it. We got a lot of emails to get through, which is great. It's a bit of catch up. So I don't want to discourage anyone from emailing us because we haven't gotten any for a while, but I did forget to send a couple to Katie last episode. So we got a couple that came in during that time that were new and a couple that I forgot to read. So we got a few to get through and some good discussion points from those. We'd like to welcome those who are joining us live. Louise is here right now. Yo, Louise, he's the best. Okay, go ahead, Katie, and start off with the email.
All right. From Hector, our favorite wrestler. Great to hear and see you guys again. Kyle has never looked better. With a new job, it's hard to figure out how to rejoin the One More Round podcast. Currently, I'm listening to it on YouTube while I do chores around the house. That trivia book sounds really cool, and I had to admit, even though I thought I was an expert, I got some questions wrong. Regarding the Clubber versus Rocky match, my take is this. If Mick hadn't suffered a heart attack before the fight, Rocky would still have lost, but the fight would have gone on significantly longer, with Mick eventually calling the fight after Rocky's good eye became too swollen for him to continue. If you notice, because Clubber is a southpaw, the opposite eye from the one Apollo mangled would have been damaged. Given Mick's speech about protecting Rocky and keeping him safe, there's no way Mick would not have either thrown in the towel or told the referee to end the fight midway through a round. Rocky, in either case, lacked the eye of the tiger. There was no digging deep for him to escape trouble. He was too civilized. Rocky would have stood there going blow for blow with Clubber. It would have been like those new slap fights competitions where the first one to go down loses. With Rocky's lack of serious training regimen, his punches would not have matched the intensity that Clubber's would have delivered. I agree. Clubber is the worst fighter / opponent that Rocky faced among the main villains because Spider Rico was trash. Clubber didn't have technique. He just threw punches as hard as he could. Once someone figured out his game plan, it would have been over for him, which Apollo did. He was just a flash in the pan. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. Again, it was fantastic to hear from you all. Kyle, don't do anything with your hair. It looks fabulous. I don't remember.
I was playing around with my hair a lot. Yeah, he's right.
Oh, okay.
I'm very vain.
And then he says, I'll let you guys know if I run into Stallone while working at his daughter's school. Thumbs up. So he must work at the university in whatever university she goes to in Miami, right?
I guess so. I thought he was California. I don't know why. Maybe it's Florida. I thought Hector was California.
I thought he was California too. I thought he was like in San Diego.
Oh, maybe one of the older daughters is getting her master's or something because they're like beyond college years, but the older daughters live in California. So I think I need some clarification here, Hector, because the college age one goes to school in Miami.
Yeah.
Or unless that's changed, but maybe one of the older girls is getting her master's.
Or something like that.
In California or something.
We miss Hector. Hector. So thank you so much,
Welcome
Hector.
back.
We love you. He's great. He's an awesome guy, great sense of humor. And Hector, I can't tell you how to listen to our show, but whatever works for you, we miss you. Keep listening. We miss your thoughts and your insights. So whatever it takes. Thank you so much for that, Hector. Awesome. I want to say his arguments regarding Rocky's loss to Clubber, he really explained it. I don't know why it clicked better for me the way he explained it, where I'm like, ugh, I can see that. The idea that Mickey would have thrown on the towel had Mickey been there. Rocky was civilized. He didn't have anything to dig in deep. So that kind of philosophy of Mickey's calling the fight.
If you stop this fight, I'll kill you.
Yeah, Mickey comes from the Lou Filippo school of boxing.
That's what I was wondering. Would Mickey call the fight?
Not if Rocky didn't want him to.
Okay, so either way, that's a fair argument for the loss. Those are good arguments, so thank you, Hector.
I agree. Good arguments, except for the Mickey thing. I do think that Rocky would have not wanted him to,
Yeah.
but he didn't train hard enough. So I do agree on that point.
Yes, fair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Jared Talkstein from...
Yes, Jared Talkstein. He's guest host, of course, on this show. He's also done episodes with me on the Last of the Action Heroes Podcast Network with other movies. He has his own podcast called 25 Guys Hyperspacing in Last Century Podcast, correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
So he says, I'm a bit behind on the Rocky podcast, but I'm currently listening to episode 4. Ryan, it's pretty clear you're excited to discuss the alternate cuts of Rocky 4 and Rocky 5. However, for the main shows, I think it would be best to stick with the theatrical cuts.
He gives a suggestion, and I'll just speak to it now. He suggests right after that we just do a standalone episodes. We may do something like that. We'll figure it out because there are some really interesting scenes that the director's cut has and the work print had that aren't in the film. To do that, I'm going to have to do some work, which I don't like doing. I do a lot of work. Like, I wouldn't mind piecing together, I guess, a bit of the scene. So I'll probably just do that and make it worth it. So if we do a standalone episode, I'll piece together the scenes that are new, that are not in the original cut, so we can talk about those scenes. Not just the deleted scenes, but the scenes that Sly actually put into the film of the director's cut, and the work print cut scenes that weren't used. So we could do a big mega episode regarding that.
Thanks for the shout out in Rocky 3, episode 5. All this talk of the statue. Here's a picture of me and Rocky circa 1990 in front of the Spectrum.
I highly recommend people go to our YouTube channel to see this, but if not, of course, it's a young Jared looking svelte and young there. This is when the statue was outside the Spectrum, not at the bottom of the steps where it is now. So this is where it was after the filming for interim. So there he is, hanging out with Rocky at the Spectrum. Picture at the Spectrum, which you don't see very much of, so that's cool.
It is cool because it wasn't at the Spectrum for that long.
Not too long, but I think it was a couple of years at least, maybe a year or two. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I believe the Spectrum's demolished now too.
Oh no!
I think so. Like, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's definitely, they don't use it anymore. And usually I thought I read that it was demolished.
That makes me really sad.
Yeah, we have a similar thing where I am. The arena where the Oilers won all their Stanley Cups. It's no longer in use because it's outdated. It's similar age. Actually, not as old as the Spectrum, but they're going to demolish it too, which is sad.
It is sad. I feel like that's very wasteful.
Yeah, they did try to reuse it. Sometimes you could try and repurpose it to say community center or something like that, but sometimes the economics just don't work.
Jared goes on to say, I also ran the steps, but that was back when I was 15 and running track. I managed to do the last 6 steps in 2 leaps, just like Stallone did. I remember that people who were there were impressed by my accomplishment.
Oh,
If I tried it today, I'd probably end up more like Stallone at the end of Creed. Me too. He says, I'm really enjoying the Rocky 3 episodes, guys. I've been busy listening to some audiobooks, so my podcast episodes have piled up. I'm currently listening to the part where you discuss the 3 years comment and the frustrating lack of consistency in the timeline. I completely agree with all of you. Just finished Rocky 3 episode 6, and you guys are on a roll. It occurred to me that I haven't shared this picture before. That's me on the right, 20 years and 40 pounds ago. For listeners, it's a picture with freaking Mr. T in his getup is amazing.
That's awesome.
It's like a turtleneck of chains.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that description. They're not hanging down. It's about 20 or 30 wrapped around his neck of like a turtleneck size of chains around his neck.
With an American flag shirt.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He has golden dog tags. This is 20 years ago. I don't think he's that old now. I think he might, let's say he's 70 now, so he's probably 50 here. So
Well, it looks pretty good.
yeah.
Thinner. Like he's not as bulky.
The muscle mass is gone. He looks older now, of course, but I think he still looks healthy in the sense he still is thin. It's just weird that he was never used in any further films. It's just too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah, agreed.
I've mentioned this before episodes ago when we covered Creed 2, but since we're not going to be doing it as a trio again, because we already did it, but I think I said the best part to use a Mr. T or Clubber would have been when they took Adonis to the prison training yard, and that would have been a great place for Clubber to come out and say, "Here we do pain," that kind of line or something. And the idea that he's running this ghetto prison because he was from prison, right? So he got it, but now it's people from prison that he's helping out and train to be boxers, but they have to deal with a lot of pain. I think that would have been a great.
Clubber would have been the perfect guy to run a Scared Straight program.
Yeah,
I agree. That would have been awesome. Why didn't anybody think of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because we know that Clubber becomes like a born again Christian, so that does seem like something it's a born again Christian he'd do, where he's like atoning for being a dick and stuff. He wants to help out other people. Like
all those people at that place seem to be, they either have been to prison or they might go if they're not their type training facility.
Now, since he's based off George Foreman, he should have a grill empire in the later videos.
Yeah. Just the novelty, because for me in particular, and I think a lot of us Rocky fans, when we saw that the Dragos were back, it was like, oh, holy shit. And to have Clubber as well, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So Jared also says, I have a picture of me and Jennifer somewhere, but I can't seem to find it for the life of me. And we did tell him he needs to find it and share it.
So who's Jennifer?
Sly's wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She has a line. I don't know if it's a skincare line, maybe, or a clothing line, skincare, I want to say, that she promoted on Home Shopping Network. You might have seen this. It appears to be a commercial for the Rocky cufflink necklace replica, but it's a well-done montage.
Okay, so we're going to show this now again. Go to our YouTube to see it because I think it's pretty cool, but you'll hear the dialogue for that Mickey speaks to Rocky in part 5. But whoever put this montage together to sell the necklace is using your heartstrings to pull at your purse strings, but it's actually not a bad little montage. So we'll just show that right now.
See that? This is the favorite thing that I have on this earth. And it's got to be like an angel on your shoulder, see? And if you ever get hurt, and you feel that you're going down, this little angel is going to whisper in your ear. He's going to say, "Get up, you son of a bitch. Because Mickey loves you."
There you go. Pulls your heartstrings to sell the cufflink necklace at the Stallone shop or whatever shop it is. I'm not sure.
That's the commercial? What?
Yeah.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's almost not fair. How's that legal?
If you put a religious spin in it, you could make any claim you want.
Yeah.
Because it's like angel on your shoulder. It's like, oh, that's technically religious, so you could make any claim.
True.
Watching that, trying to sell the glove and using the scenes.
It's like the dying puppies to donate money. Yeah, look at all our dying
Sarah
puppies.
McLachlan one, where it's like, arms of the angels.
Again with the angels, right?
Yes, exactly. Which I'm pissed off about that angel thing. We'll do this when we get to season 5. But that quote's ripped off from a real person.
Yeah, save it because you've mentioned before on the show, but for our new listeners, they're going to want to hear that story. Thank you, Jared, for all those comments, and I hope you're still listening. Again, he hosts the 25 Centuries of Guys podcasting. So check it out on all your podcasting networks. All right. What do you got there, Katie?
Hi, Ryan, Kyle, and Katie. I'm Jaime from Barcelona.
Yeah, Jaime. How you doing, brother?
This season, the first one I'm following in real time, is going fantastic. Even older folks love you. I'm glad you've made some technical improvements without going soft. So you haven't gone Rocky 3-fied. You're not podcasting from a questionable location, nor are you sporting an Armani suit or, God forbid, fur coats. Sorry, Katie. Hey, I have some faux fur on today.
That's right.
I think I'll miss the reddish tone of Kyle's Martian Chronicles.
You know what? I might bring the camera back for
No. You can if you want. It's your identity on the show, I guess, being on Mars.
Just for some nostalgia. Maybe I'll bring it back in like season 5 or 6 or something. I still have my old computer, so I might do it on that one just because.
Jaime says, you've mentioned a couple times the idea that when you're done with the Rocky series, you'll be doing boxing movie reviews. Some listeners have already expressed their interest in the idea, and I'm joining them. I love it. I'm sure you'll do a great job. In fact, boxing is one of my favorite movie genres, along with submarine war movies, science fiction, and much to the horror and bewilderment of my friends and relatives, musicals.
Oh, wow.
You can always find some Rocky connection in classic boxing movies. So in any case, the saga continues. For example, it has been commended many times that Sly's interpretation is partly inspired by Terry Malloy, Marlon Brando, from On the Waterfront from 1954. It's not a boxing movie, but Terry is a punchy former boxer with a Tony Gazzo-like brother, and there are dirty jobs on the docks. The word bum appears 10 times in On the Waterfront.
That might be one worth almost starting our show off.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because it's obviously a very famous film. That's probably one we should really watch for our show for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's another film, Somebody Up There Likes Me, from 1954, based on the life of Rocky Graziano. Could it be coincidence that Rocky Graziano's girlfriend's hat reminds you of something? See photos.
I love these old actors, old icons, Marlon Brando, Paul Newman. These are films I haven't seen, and I've seen films of those two individuals, but I haven't seen their whole library. I didn't know about this film, Somebody Up There Likes Me. There's some boxing part to it, and the guy's name is Rocky in the film, so that's interesting. So I would like to see this one too.
I have zero issues with looking at some handsome men.
Yeah, Paul Newman's no slouch.
No, he's gorgeous. These are some of my favorites in the genre. I would love to hear your opinions and thoughts one day about some of them, although for some reason, none of these is a happy movie.
Interesting, yeah.
I think most of these are actually in my list. If not, I will add them. $1 Million Baby from 2004. 1949's The Setup.
Okay.
The Harder They Fall from 1956. Raging Bull from 1980.
Which I still haven't seen, which is insane.
It is insane. I'm very curious about your thoughts on it. Fat City from 1972.
So you got some ones to add there then to our...
Yeah, I don't recall Fat City being on there.
Okay.
So I will add those that aren't.
Okay.
Anyway, if in the end you decide to start all over again from Spider Rico onwards in a permanent loop, I will be happy to continue listening.
Wow.
Oh
We actually have people that like our show. That's weird.
my God, I think they'd be so sick of it. Once again, congratulations on the show. And there's one thing I want you to do for me. Win. Yeah, I like Jaime's style a lot.
We haven't heard from him in a while. Thanks, Jaime. That was really cool. And we hope we do it justice. And thanks for listening all the way from Barcelona, right? That's where you're from. That's
See,
that's awesome.
The last one is from Tim.
He's my fellow Canadian who lives in Ontario as well, just north of me.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So he provides a trailer. Hey, Katie, Kyle, and Ryan. Always enjoy listening to the podcast. Last week on the episode, you discussed the Rocky 3 trailer and wondering about if by watching the trailer, you would be able to tell if Apollo was going to train Rocky. So I thought I'd send it to you.
Okay.
Cheers,
So
Tim.
Now, when we fought, you had that eye of the tiger, man, the edge. And now you got to get it back. And the way to get it back is to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
The worst thing happened to you that could happen to any fighter. You got civilized. Get out of here with you!
The truth is, we both started out on the same corner, and I got lucky with my life, and it's driving you nuts.
Oh,
That's not in the film.
It's not in the film. I noticed that too.
wow. Let's go. So he talks about you're jealous, lazy bum, but he explains why you're jealous.
They should have kept that in. It's
Yeah, that's a good line.
It is.
Let's hear that again.
The truth is, we both started out on the same corner, and I got lucky with my life, and it's driving you nuts.
Shut your
both-
freaking mouth.
We both start on the same corner. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the neighborhood. They grew up together.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Plus, people hung out on corners, so it could be a literal corner they hung out on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to hang out on a corner. It seems fun.
You go be with the Frank's crew, the singing crew.
That's
by the
right.
way.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not enough people hanging on corners, so I'll be at a place there. But that needs to come back. People hanging out on corners. That when you didn't have phones and shit, and you had to go outside to interact with other human beings. That seems fun.
salutes its favorite son, Rocky Balboa.
They even show the statue reveal in the stupid trailer. Okay.
We haven't seen Mickey's death.
We don't know how involved Apollo is.
That's right. We just seen that he talks to Rocky, which is interesting. We don't know that he trains him yet. But it's the big statue reveal. That kind of spoils it.
Hey, why don't you tell all these nice folks why you've been ducking me?
This guy is a wrecking machine.
You got a big mouth.
So that's cool. We're just seeing, there's the antagonist. That's fair. We got to see who the baddie is in this film.
Why don't you come out and close it, Balboa? Come on.
I want to fight this guy.
You fight him without me.
Balboa was a fine champion, but his time has passed.
They're showing no indication that he's lost.
Just saying he's aged.
Yeah,
I don't think
that he's still a champion, but he's a poor quality champion now.
Yeah.
As of right now, the trailer has not indicated he's lost.
See that look in their eyes, Rock? Gotta get that look back, Rock. Eye of the tiger, come on.
I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
They're just showing you that Clubber is a beast and that they should be fearful of him. That's what they're showing. And they've indicated that Mickey doesn't want to train him. They've done a good job showing that he isn't dead, that maybe Apollo has just stepped in to fill in for Mickey's absence.
True. Yeah, that's
I'm gonna torture him. I'm gonna crucify him real bad. For the first time in my life, I'm afraid.
Damn, Rock, come on!
There's nothing wrong with being afraid.
You thought I was tough? This jump will kill you.
You wake up after a few years thinking you're a winner, but you're not.
There is no tomorrow.
You're really a loser.
I don't believe it.
There is no tomorrow.
It's Rocky's greatest challenge to save his honor, his marriage, and his manhood.
His manhood.
God, they're showing Mickey in the corner here. They don't want us to know that Mickey.
That's right. They've done a good job. They're showing Rocky put his arms up. This is the wrestling match.
My God, are these trailers ever long though? Holy, way longer than a movie trailer today.
They didn't have the internet back then. You couldn't rewatch things. It was like a one-time watch. You could only watch it when you watched a movie in the theater.
There's not all of the spoilers, but it's very clear.
I'm actually surprised because
but Apollo is all in it. Like it's clear he's training him.
You don't see Hulk Hogan at all in this trailer,
Hulk,
which is good. I would oppose him being in the trailer because it's not necessary as part of the film. It's a fun little addition to the film, but it could have.
It's a fun surprise.
Unless I'm speaking incorrectly, he wasn't a huge deal in 1982. I think he was less so he wasn't a draw. There'd be no. So if he was more well known, I think they would have put him in the trailer.
I agree. But I think there'd still be a temptation to put him in the trailer because, like, when they were showing Rocky, like, goofing around and getting kissed by that woman and stuff, you could have shown him getting body slammed by Thunder Lips there.
It might have been confusing.
Like, it's a distraction.
Just might have been confusing having to explain the whole charity match. Like, why is Rocky getting suplexed by a 7-foot giant?
It's a temptation to put it in, but ultimately a bad decision.
All right, see how this ends here.
Against his most devastating and dangerous opponent.
I'll bust you out.
Go for it.
Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burgess Meredith, Carl Weathers, Burt Young, and introducing Mr. T.
All right. I will give a little bit of credit. I thought they're going to show maybe a lot more. They didn't show the death and they didn't show him losing. If you're like a Rocky nerd back in the day and watching this and talking to your friends, you'd be like, oh, I guess Mickey's not going to be there in the corner. He's retired or whatever. I'm sure some people might have speculated that his death, but they don't indicate Mickey's death or that Rocky lost that first match.
Yeah. You have no idea that Mickey's going to die there. Like the best you can guess is that Mickey and Rocky have a falling out or something, or maybe Mickey's there while Apollo trains him or something along those lines. It's not a bad trailer. I guess it's dated, right? So it's like it's weird to my modern sensibilities to watch a trailer like that. I'm like, God, this is a weird trailer.
But it would get you psyched though for that movie. I tell you,
totally.
Yes, I was getting psyched watching it, even though I know the whole thing. I would for sure buy a ticket to that film.
Indeed. Luis points out that it's an awesome trailer, but the voiceover is ridiculous. I actually quite love it because it is so a sign of the times.
All right. The fight for his life, his manhood.
In a world where blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Oh, that's true from Alistair. The trailer also didn't spoil Clubber seducing Adrian at the statue ceremony.
It didn't.
I'm glad.
That's a generous term, seducing.
I know Katie gets excited every time she hears the.
It is
at
my
least one
favorite.
person.
I think it might be my favorite line from the movie. Hey, woman.
It is a good line. All right, guys, Rocky Trivia. We're just going to do 5 questions because we're
Okay,
catching up.
yeah. Okay.
These ones are hard. I'm going to probably get 2 out of
great.
5. Katie will get 5 out of 5.
No, I won't.
All right, you ready? Pen and paper? Okay. Who goes to the center of the ring with Rocky for the first fight? So I guess who comes with Rocky to meet Clubber in the middle? 32. True or false? Does a reporter ask Clubber to dance for them in the dressing room before the first fight? Okay, true or false? Does that happen? 33. What color balloon is Adrian holding before the Thunderlips fight?
What color balloon?
Yes.
Whoa.
I know.
Okay.
Like we go from like an easy question with the dance for us to the color balloon. I'm literally guessing on that one.
I feel like I have a visual, but it could be a false memory.
Another color one. What colors were the corners for the second fight?
If they're say fighting out of the XYZ color.
Yeah. And usually that's the colors they're wearing. If I know that term correctly, I could be wrong, but isn't that what it means? Out of the red corner. The guy's
and
usually wearing reddish something.
The second fight.
I guess the rematch. And then lastly, who was at Mickey's funeral?
Everyone.
Like name all the people. Oh, Mickey's. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to ask for some mercy from the judges. All right. So we're going to get into the film. You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So Clubber has just said dead meat. And now they're going to go to the separate corners. Their corners are just white. The corners are white. So that's what, so it'd be out of the blue corner is Clubber Lang. Out of the yellow corner or gold corner is Rocky. That's what that means. Is what colors are they wearing on their trunks? Okay.
I think I got half of it right.
All right. So they're going to go to the separate corners right now.
Not going to be a fight of finesse. These are two guys that really throw punches. This thing could end with one punch.
Tear him up, champ.
It's mentioned right away that this is not going to be a fight of finesse. These are 2 punchers. I do like the idea that they mentioned that both Clubber and Rocky are punchers. They're not finesse like Apollo type thing. They just both are going to throw power punches. And of course, Clubber says, yeah, he's scared. He's right. Look in his eyes. He's scared. And that's going to help him destroy Rocky as he sees it.
If you had a real fight to compare this to, this should be comparable to Joe Frazier versus George Foreman. They had 2 fights, but both of them basically went the same way. Where Joe Frazier was knocked down multiple times because they're both big punchers, but one puncher's bigger than the other.
There you
go. I love all these real boxing things that you pepper in.
That's what makes us the second best Rocky podcast out there. Our strong third. A strong third.
So look in his eyes. I'm no trainer. Just go out and kill a guy. Kill him, Rock.
I'm not Mickey, man. I don't really have any advice for you. So just do what you do and go beat this guy up. That's about all I could say.
See what he's going to do anyway.
Yeah.
He does yell out, don't go toe to toe with him.
Oh, that's right.
So even Paulie knows.
Because
Paulie's
Mickey
aware
said
of
that. Yeah. He overhears things. He knows about a few things.
He's not dumb. Paulie's not stupid. He's just rough around the edges.
Yeah.
You scared? I'm a new champion. I'm a new champion today. I'm a new champion today.
So Clubber's yelling out, I'm the new champion as of today. It's hard to hear, but thankfully the captions help us with that dialogue. And he's not wrong. And let's hear what the commentators have to say.
I would think Clubber is manifesting right now, as you would say in modern
Dr. Peterson is in the house.
Yes, isn't that the secret, the book The Secret? See your success or something. Isn't that what that whole thing's about?
I don't know, but manifesting is a big thing. People talk about that all the time now.
Yeah, I've manifested my failures, that's for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Stallion, a rugged champion in the final fight of his colorful career tonight.
Now, he hasn't had a very long career, has he? Really, since it says colorful career if you want to include all those other wins and losses he had before he fought Apollo. But when they say colorful career, they just talk about the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a jam-packed 4 years. He had 12 fights in 4 years. 3 fights a year is a lot. So
he's been busy.
Plus his career, you could also argue, is outside the ring too. He's been a cultural icon. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's really well liked. So he was he's definitely not what you call paper or flash in the pan champion. He was a legitimate champion.
Indeed.
All right, so Rocky's going to come out swinging.
I want to point out Clubber's stance right here. He appears to be fighting left-handed.
Yeah, I think he does fight southpaw, does he not in this fight?
I believe next fight he doesn't.
So what stance is Rocky fighting?
He's also left-handed, so it's southpaw versus southpaw.
But is he actually fighting southpaw right now?
Yeah, it's harder to tell because he's being pushed around the ring so much.
I don't know.
He's not really in a stance, but his big power shots are his left earlier.
It looked like he was swinging really hard with his right there. Is that just me? Am I just dumb?
I was literally
Okay,
going to
okay.
say the exact same thing,
Okay.
Ryan.
Okay, all his right hand shots are hook punches, right?
Are those power shots though to do that
Yeah.
big? Okay.
Yeah, Joe Frazier
Boom,
fights right-handed, but he
Yeah.
has a
See?
Yeah, it's a hook. It's a right hook. Joe Frazier's a right-handed fighter. He's known for his left hook.
Okay.
Okay,
It just seems that he's using his
I thought you're supposed to
dominant.
jab with your offhand and then the power punch with your your right hand.
Not your hook though. You can have a power hand hook, but you could get a hook from your leading hand. That's pretty common. But he's definitely fighting left-handed. No
It's
question.
so weird to me because perhaps I have zero idea about fighting, which is
That's me
the
too,
case.
Katie.
But I always just thought you use your dominant hand the most, and southpaw would be your left is your dominant hand. It appears to me like Rocky is fighting like I would fight as a right-handed person.
Your dominant hand is generally your power hand,
Sure.
but you should be a two-handed fighter.
Okay.
But you shouldn't just jab with your non-dominant hand. You should be able to throw hook punches, especially in combination with other punches too. So the reason a hook punch with your non-dominant hand is powerful is because you use your body and twist your whole body into it, right? So it's not just your shoulder muscle that's punching. Granted, if you're throwing a hard right hand, that's the same thing. You should be using your whole body as well. But the hook punch, you can really get momentum into it. So you could throw a hard punch. Like, for example, you could have a left hook, which is powerful, followed by a right cross. Or
Okay.
for Rocky, it would be a right hook followed by a left cross because you fight southpaw. But
Okay.
yeah, he's definitely fighting southpaw here.
So Rocky does come in strong. It's almost like the first 20 seconds, a half minute or half round. You think, okay, because he's still a good fighter. Like he wants to eliminate this guy, get him out of the way. And Rocky is unaware of the strength that Clubber has and his ability to take punches too. But Rocky kind of comes in right away, as he's done probably for all the fights. But even look, he looks angry. He's snarling. He's coming in strong. The punches are connecting. But yeah.
Show this Latin lame brain how to snarl.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, Ryan, Rocky has a lot of frustration and anger about what's happening in the fight, what happened to Mickey. That could potentially give him an edge in a way where he's punching with malice.
Yeah.
He's punching with anger. Like when Spider Rico headbutted him, he got angry and then knocked him out. You could argue that he has that kind of power. And if Mickey was there, he might not have had such malice. This could be closest to Eye of the Tiger that he could get.
Yeah, he's angry, he's upset, Mickey's not there. But the problem right now is as it starts to happen, they're trading blows. But as Rocky kind of gets a little bit winded, he's not in the tip-top shape he could have been coming to this fight. I think what happens is the moment Clubber starts hitting him for real, I think it stuns Rocky a little bit. Like, oh, it's been a while since I felt this kind of power. Maybe since the Apollo fight, maybe in those last 10 hand-picked fights. So Rocky's stunned a little bit. He's, oh yeah, this is what it feels like to get rattled. And now he goes to the corner. There's no Mickey. It's everything combined. The pain. Boy, this guy took all these punches and he's not really moving around. It's like me 5 years ago type thing. And I'm the new Apollo type thing. And I'm feeling stings from this other boxer. Like he's rattled and now Mickey's not in his corner. So it's that combo for sure. And he's winded too. He's a little bit more winded than he usually is for a fight.
Yeah, we never really see him go that hard in the rounds, except for the very last rounds of the fight. Another reason he could be winded too is that you don't see it a ton, but Clubber threw some hard body shots in there, and Apollo almost threw no body shots in his first two fights. There was one scene in Rocky 2 where Apollo's hurting him to the body, but it looks pretty pathetic, to be honest with you. Apollo is like a Muhammad Ali type of fighter that just does head work. So Rocky has been hurt to the body. He's been hurt to the head. His face is cut open. If you punch a punching bag as hard as you can for 3 minutes, you'll be really winded, just as a normal person. But
sure,
I think the combination of getting hit in the body, getting hit in the head like that, plus punching really hard yourself, it would be hard not to get winded.
Rocky is going toe-to-toe with Clubber. And Mickey specifically tells him not to do that.
He doesn't know anything else. There's a thing about not listening. You could tell someone not to go toe-to-toe is a general concept, but Rocky doesn't know how to not go toe-to-toe.
Mm-hmm.
Once the adrenaline kicks in and you're going face-to-face, you just go with what
you know.
Like your body, you do what your muscle memory has it in mind. If he was seriously training for this fight with Mickey, he would have been doing a ton of sparring against huge opponents, specifically practicing not going toe-to-toe with someone, which he did none of whatsoever. And so he's completely unprepared for this fight. He's going back to what's always worked for him, and it's not going to work because Clubber is better at that aspect of fighting than Rocky is.
Rocky right away asking, where's Mick? Where's Mick? And Paulie's like, well, he's okay. He's just not here.
I think that's very important. He doesn't actually know that, but he knows that he needs to tell Rocky that.
Yeah, for all he knows, Mickey's dead at this point.
You remember that scene in the first Creed movie where like Adonis got hit so hard he couldn't find his own corner?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Rocky was hit so hard by Clubber that he forgot where Mick was supposed to be.
I hear you, but I think we mentioned last episode when he was looking around, I think he was half expecting Mickey to wander up to the ring after he caught his breath.
Yeah.
I catch my breath. Is that against the rules or something? I think he half expected Mickey to wander his way to the ring at some point. So he's like, where is Mick? Why is he not here yet? Yeah.
In the movie Cinderella Man, a psychological trick they used when they were fighting this guy is he was like, don't sit down between rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up.
I seem to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other guy's, hey, why isn't he sitting down? Why isn't he tired?
Psych him out?
Yeah. Clubber, I don't think he's even trying to psych him out, but I think it is psyching Rocky out probably.
He's
like
so
Rocky's sitting and winded.
Yeah.
And Clubber's going to be standing this whole time. Like he's not even going to bother sitting down because he's too amped up. Like he wants to get right back in there and go.
Sorry, this is funny from Alistair. Paulie's got one eye on moving into the spare bedroom if Mickey doesn't go through.
That's fantastic, Alistair.
Oh, that's good. That's funny.
But wait a minute. He does already live there at this time. The mansion has more than 4 bedrooms.
Squeeze him in somewhere.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't think Mickey changes his sheets either, but whatever.
I told you he ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. It's too strong. Oh. Don't talk like that, Rocco. Come on. Just tear him. I'm a smoker. I'm a smoker. I'm a smoker. I can't get him off. I can't get him off.
Now, I always found the audio there interesting. Okay. Did you catch that audio? It almost sounds like he's mic'd. Like you can hear his voice throughout the stadium. You hear Paulie's voice. It sounds like he's just talking to Rocky, but he's like, oh, I can shake him off. I can shake him off. And you almost hear this echo effect. Like it's the audience can hear it. I don't
Imagine
know why
if that was some kind of mistake. They accidentally mic'd him, had a mic nearby.
Did you catch
and
that?
The whole audience can hear him being like, I can't do this. I'm gonna...
Every time I watch the film, I think, why does he sound like he's mic'd up?
Come on. Just tear him. I'm a smoker. I'm a smoker. I'm a smoker. I can't get him off. I can't get him off.
When they're in Rocky's corner, there's an effect of the crowd echoing. And I think it's the combination of him talking with the crowd echoing that makes that effect.
Maybe.
That's what I think.
Yeah, but I know it's obviously not playing to the crowd. Like I'm not even trying to say that, but I just found the audio of the finished product odd for Sly's voice acting there. Okay, but you're right, Kyle. Yeah, I never really thought about that. Clubber's just standing. He's psyched. Let's go. Next round. Let's go. I don't need to sit down and rest. Let's go. Let's move.
He's mad. He's mad. Let me go.
He's still hopping around, jumping around. He hasn't lost any energy. It's to show you he's hungry. He's angry. He's got energy. Yeah, and Rocky's already panting like he's fought 12 rounds. It's really odd.
I remember when I first saw this movie too. Even as a kid, I know that Rocky was going to lose. But sometimes you suspend the disbelief and you're hoping that somehow he'll pull through.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that show where it's Locked Up Abroad where these people get caught smuggling drugs out of like Thailand or whatever, and you'll hope that they'll make it through airport security. They're not. That's the whole thing about the show.
And it's very evident in this movie in Rocky 3 that Paulie, and he's the only one, calls him Rocco. I love it. It's so Paulie.
Rocco. Yeah. That shows their history for sure.
Yeah.
And look at Paulie's concern here. And Rocky is saying, I'm losing to Paulie. Where's Mick? So, and Paulie's just, I'm not equipped to do this. This is not my forte.
And look at the concern in his eyes. I just love Burt Young.
Yeah, he's great.
Paulie, coach back.
Ugh.
We cut to Mick. Now we do have a doctor on site.
So they're starting CPR.
I'm always doing first aid in my job in the military, so I constantly have to do first aid training every 2 to 3 years. So I'm constantly up on it, so to speak. You don't start CPR when they're breathing. End of story. He is breathing. There's no CPR. It's like jumping your engine with your car running. The car's running. You don't need to jump the car. It's running. He is breathing.
Maybe he isn't breathing because they had oxygen over him.
But when someone stops breathing, I think they would have. It's too ambiguous then.
Here's how I'm making it make sense.
Okay.
He did stop breathing. They're doing CPR they bring him back to make him alive enough to have the conversation with Rocky after
Which
the fight.
again is horrible medical treatment. If they've started CPR and have revived him, he should already be in the back of the ambulance.
Yeah. Even as a kid, I'm like, what are they doing?
And then just keep treating him in the locker room.
We'll get to it. Rocky walks in so slowly and he's taking his sweet time. Yeah.
Start CPR.
You hear breathe just there.
Yeah, he's breathing. He's right.
Okay.
You
All
heard
right.
the breath in his eye was twitching.
Okay.
He is alive. He is breathing. You do not do any chest compressions. You do not breathe into his lungs. He's breathing on his own. You put him in a recovery position and monitors his health. But for him, he should be in the back of the ambulance right now still.
Yes. Now, Ryan, you are absolutely correct. I'm wondering if the best practices have changed in 40 years.
It was like a major one, though.
Yeah, it is. You do not breathe in
Okay.
someone's mouth when they're breathing. They should have known
Actually,
that.
you don't breathe in someone's mouth at all anymore.
No, they have other ways of doing it. But even back, they
Yeah.
did back then. All right. So Paul, I say, Rock, you can do it. Give him some words of encouragement. You got it, buddy. Go do what you got to do. Rock's in a little try. So Rocky goes back out to meet Clubber. The announcers, of course, are going to call the fight. But what are your thoughts on this next round there, folks?
I never saw that before.
What's that?
Clubber just referred to Rocky as an oversized hick.
I never caught that either.
I didn't either.
It was in the captions. I never got that.
Oh, let's see if we can hear it, though. Okay. Let me just go back just a half a sec. Okay.
Like I showed you. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Bob. Walk him out. Come on, son. Bring it to me.
Wow.
It's hard to hear. I believe that's what the caption said. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense because Rocky's not a hick. He's from Philadelphia. He's like a city kid. It's the
I think
opposite of a hick.
maybe if you're black, though, you just see white people. As
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
They're Hicks, yeah. So
Fair enough,
Rocky
fine.
is just not fighting. And Paul yells out, don't stand toe to toe. Great advice, but
Yeah.
Rocky's not gonna. He doesn't have his hands up.
Oh God. He's just letting this happen.
That's the normal Rocky way, though. Since when does Rocky put his hands up ever?
But it's clear he's given up at this point. Don't you think?
Yeah. Look at his face. He's bleeding everywhere. He probably is concussed. Apollo, I don't think actually hit that hard. Ellie didn't hit very hard either, but it's like the aggregate of all the times you get hit over time really builds up on you. Clubber's like Foreman, where one of his punches is like super, super hard. And I just don't think Rocky's ever faced something like that before.
But I've always taken this to mean exactly what we hinted at, that Rocky at this point has mentally, which is awesome.
Yes, he has.
Mentally, he's given up. I don't think he intended necessarily to be knocked out, but just the idea, I just can't. Mickey's not here. He's given up. And athletes have given up, and this is a situation where an athlete has given up. I do the makeup job. It's when you pause it, it's really horrible. There's absolutely no cut, nothing. It's just literally, look at that. Look where the bleeding starts.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no incision on the skin or anything. It's just they literally just took the paint of the makeup and put it there. It's just funny. I don't know.
Yeah, he's having a bad night. Everyone has a bad night.
But I love how Clubber's, man, do you want me to knock you out? Well, here you go.
The slow-mo.
And Rocky goes down for the count. Great shot here, of course, is because it's on top of the stallion head.
Overhead of the ring. It's a really good shot.
And the count begins. Paul's yelling, get up. Clubber's ready for Rocky to get up just to start punching him again.
I believe the count is really fast here, too.
It's very fast. Okay, so there's a scene right here where they put the breathing mask on Mickey to let him breathe. But for some reason, Mickey, with his own hand, moves the breathing mask off his face, which is odd that they would allow him to do that. But at the same time, Rocky's called, you're out. It's symbolic. Mickey moves the mask that's helping him breathe off his face. Yeah, I'm out too.
I always thought that was brilliant when I was a kid.
Not anymore.
It's
just
good.
odd.
I like it a lot. Maybe it we just see it a lot now. And so I'm used to it, like that kind of effect. But
So Mama San, is Mama San a new person on our chat?
That's my mom.
Oh,
that's what I said the link to. My mom was always. She listens to the podcast, and I said to her, I'm like, you can listen to the live show if you want to.
That's welcome, Mrs. Peterson.
Yes. So she said here, that's why they call him Clubber. I feel dumb now. Don't feel dumb. You raised Kyle. That must be something. But yeah,
is that an insult or compliment?
I'm not sure. I don't make of it as you will. Okay. Rocky gets pulled out of his corner or onto his feet, I should say. And here's let's get some of the post-fight chatter here.
Out of the fight.
I do love that sound effect.
Yeah.
We have the time. The winner by knockout, new heavyweight champion of the world, Clubber Lang.
It's the real dream sequence in Rocky's head. It's quite good.
Oh, I love it. You want to hear that? I love
can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Okay.
All right. So the fight's over. Rocky's going to Mickey's, of course, bedside, so to speak, or bench side. The reporters are, of course, chasing Rocky, trying to get a comment out of him, but he's not having any of it, of course. But before we get to this, again, just that ending sequence, the sound effect, and Rocky's kind of like flopping around. He's like, where am I? What's going on? But then he realizes when it's all over, he puts his head down. I just love all that sequence. Again, great acting by Sly. The combination of defeat as an athlete, but also defeat as a person.
Yeah, and I like how you described it as like a dream sequence, because I think when something like that happens to you, it could almost feel not real, like you're in denial a little bit. And did that really go down? Yeah, it was really well done.
Okay, so now Rocky is going towards, and Adrian greets him here. It's really heartbreaking.
I'm
What happened? What do you think happened? He was just in a fight. What do you think?
He looks beaten up. Like the makeup job before wasn't very good, but his face now is showing the swelling and stuff. So she's, what happened? But she hasn't seen this damage in over 10 fights. This is new for her again. She hasn't seen damage on Rocky's face since the Apollo fight.
True. And also this much damage so soon. Like after 15 rounds with Apollo, yeah, it makes sense. But then it's, wait, you've been gone like 20 minutes tops. And now you're back so soon and your face is all mangled up.
She does point out that Mickey refuses to go to the hospital until Rocky got there.
Which is odd. Maybe it's a private company, which is possible. Because if it's a private company, in the sense like private medicine people or private ambulance, they could be at the call of the, because Rocky has money.
He might have a USA. I think all ambulances are private.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is I don't know if the victim or the patient has the authority to say, I'm dying, but you can't take me anywhere until I say so. I don't know what the rules for that are. I don't know what the policy is.
The paramedic's like, shut up, old man. You're going to the hospital.
Come on, man.
Well, if a house is on fire and the fireman comes to take out the fire of my house, I can't say as the homeowner, no, don't fight this fire. Let it burn. The firefighter's, dude, I don't care what your feelings are in the house. I'm putting out the fire. That's my job.
Because it's a risk to other houses, right?
Exactly. But I understand he's not at a risk dying to cause other people to die. But the idea is I am a paramedic or I am a doctor. Yeah. Isn't it my job, like my Hippocratic oath, to take care of you regardless of your feelings on the matter? So I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I honestly don't know either.
They would just take him because they'd be like, I bet, okay, old man's mumbling something, whatever. Let's just go. Like
exactly. Okay, cool. You want to see Rocky? He'll meet you at the hospital. Would you rather meet and talk to him there under our care than dying here?
Mickey knows he's dying, but he doesn't want to die at the hospital. He wants to see Rocky.
I know for the movies. I'm talking about real world.
Yeah.
Paramedics don't care about the scene.
Who knows what happened in the 80s?
Yeah, I guess.
But also, I think this is helpful for me anyway, because I always thought it was outrageous that they didn't.
At least in the movie, they're doing it at the request of Mickey. There has been a conversation. They've said, yes, within the film universe of the medical practices here, the paramedics have said, hey, dude, we got to get you to the hospital. Mm-hmm. You're not breathing very well on your own. You're breathing on your own right now, but you're having a hard time. We should get you treated. And Mickey's cool. Before you do, let me talk to Rocky. So
what do you think happened to him? Heart attack or what?
It was a heart attack for sure.
Yeah, if you have a heart attack, they're not going to be like, let's just wait for it.
I know.
What? Isabel, time is important. We must get him to the hospital immediately.
So Rocky takes a sweet ass time. I can't stand this.
He's beaten up. He's a little bit punchy right now. He's wobbling over there. Look, he's holding himself steady. He's hurt. But you're right. He's taking his time. Okay. Now we're going to get to the conversation. I'm going to pose it to both of you as we listen to this dialogue. Mickey asks questions about the fight. Rocky gives answers. Who is tricking who? Is Rocky giving him the answers that he thinks Mickey wants to hear, or is Mickey allowing Rocky to do that for him so he thinks to Rocky that I'm going to die in peace? Fair question. He's just asking, is the fight over? He doesn't know.
No, I'm taking a break mid-fight to see you, Mickey.
You're right.
And Clubber is really impatient. He's waiting out in the ring. I need to get back right away.
So yeah, fair question. He's asking, is it over? Okay, yeah. But you don't forget, his mind's probably pretty foggy too if he is dying.
Sure.
So far, all clear information. The fight's over. Rocky says, yeah, it's over.
Hey, what happened?
She knocked out.
What round?
Second round.
That's good. We did it.
We did it. We did it.
Rocky had some shame in his face when he said knockout second round. I don't think Rocky was trying to trick him there, right at that moment. I think Rocky was holding back some info. Like he could have said, "I got knocked out in the second," or something like that.
Yes, it's sins of omission. He didn't lie, but he didn't paint the whole picture.
So Mickey says, "Okay,
we did it. Good.
We did it." Unless Mickey is like in an altered state of mind or something like that. But I don't think Mickey would believe that Rocky would knock Clubber out in 2 rounds. I think Mickey's just trying to make Rocky feel happy or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't actually make a lot of sense to me. But then Rocky jumps on the bandwagon. He's like, yeah, we did it.
I find this exceedingly beautiful because Mickey purposefully asks the question in a way that no matter what happened, he's asking for an answer, but he's not asking who wins. He says, what happened? Allowing Rocky to say it was a knockout. What round? Second round. So I think he is asking it in a way that allows for Rocky to say what happened without actually lying. And I don't think Mickey knows. I think no matter what happens, Mickey wants to die thinking they did it. And so he says, yeah, we did it. We did it. And then Rocky goes along with it. I think Mickey gives him the opportunity by asking it in such a way that he can die happy.
And I think Mickey, when he says we did it too, I think it could be more in the context of Rocky's entire career type of thing. Like, we did it. You just ended a great run as champion. Everyone's run comes to an end. We did it. You got knocked out, but you're okay now. Like, things will be okay. We did it. Like, good job. There's no question in my mind that Mickey is proud of Rocky.
What do you think, Ryan?
So I agree with everything that you guys are saying. I don't think we could ever know for sure. That's the whole point of this. I think what's happening is they're both comforting each other to some degree in their last moments together. Rocky gave him the out by saying not everything. And you're right, Katie. Mickey asked the right questions to allow Rocky to give that out. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. But at the same time, now they're doing this dance together.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I love the scenes. Heartbreaking, but it's our job to break it down just a little bit, to dissect it. But I've always wondered, I guess that I still do, is I think there's a part of me that this is where I land. I think Mickey is more aware of what he's doing than what Rocky is. I think Rocky started off by not giving the whole information, not to necessarily cover up his sin, so to speak, of his loss to Mickey, but just because he was embarrassed, ashamed, or whatever it was. But then Mickey ran with it, and now Rocky's with it fully as well. So now both aren't going to say anything because it's just, what's the point at this point?
Leave it be. It's
leave it be.
Yeah. Also, I just want to preface this next little sequence with a lot of people make fun of Rocky's.
No.
And I can't stand it because I think it's like exceptional acting, but everybody just makes fun. I don't know. People that aren't fans of the movie.
I think we have slept as fans, and we've said it before, of Sly's acting in this film. I think we've slept on it. I think these scenes, the last 2 episodes we've done with Sly's acting of despair, shock, grief, panic. Some incredible acting by Sly. Yes, we had a wrestling match and stuff. I think that's what throws people off, and Mr. T's mohawk and his over-the-topness. But I think we're missing some of the subtle acting that Sly's provided in this film.
It's a very emotional film from the Rocky character standpoint. Rocky shows more emotion in this film than he does in the previous two films. First of all, he cries. It's weird to see a man cry. You don't see a man cry that
Well, Mickey's
often.
crying right now too. You see the tears down his eyes there?
Yeah.
And then, especially in the early 80s.
Yeah, Rocky's considered pretty macho dude. Boxing movies are just macho in general, although the Rocky movies aren't really boxing movies. They're movies that have boxing in them, but there's a greater story. But you see a lot of emotion with him and Adrian at the beach later. You see a ton of it. This is really about Rocky's mental and emotional state, this whole movie. I think that's pretty commendable, especially for the time.
And it should be noted too that Sly also around the same time released First Blood, where he cried in that film too. So he did back-to-back films where he's crying. He cried at the end with Troutman.
That's true.
Yep.
Don't worry about nothing no more. Everything's gonna be okay, Mickey. You know? You gotta get to the hospital, Mickey. You ain't young as you used to be, okay?
You're the winner. So he mumbles, "You're the winner." Then Rocky says, "We got to get you to the hospital." I love how he says, "You're not as young as you used to be." That's true. Because every fighter thinks they got one fight left in them. Every pug. But he's telling Mickey, "Look, you're not a spring chicken anymore. We got to get you to the hospital. You can't fight this out on your bed, so to speak." But he mumbles here, "You're the winner." Do you ever catch that before?
I never caught that. I see that as Mickey just telling him, like,
good job, kid. Again, in general, and like you can say yes in life. You got a wife,
Yeah.
you got a kid, you've been the champion. There's no shame. Every time defeats everyone. Rocky said that himself. This is Rocky's time.
Don't feel like a loser. Is how I take that.
All right.
We did everything right.
No,
I did everything right.
listen. We ain't done everything right. Listen, we got more to do.
So that's a great line there. This is Mickey giving his closure. You're a winner. We did it. I've done all I could with you. I'm at peace. He's saying, I'm at peace with myself and I'm at peace with you. We're at this point now in our life where I've done all I can with you, both as a father figure and as a trainer.
And Rocky's like, no.
Yeah, he's panicking, sure.
Yeah, it's Mick does the figuring in a lot of ways, right?
Sure. Yeah, this is Rocky's father figure.
When we think of Rocky V, in that speech Mickey gives, that Customato actually gives, but Mickey also gives it, where he's saying that basically people die because they give up, and Rocky gives him something to live for, and I think Mickey is willing himself to live up until this point. Very specifically in this locker room, I think he's just holding on to life just barely by the fingernails to have this conversation with Rocky, and then I think he's allowing himself to die the way he wants to die here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Whatever you want to do, do it, okay?
So Mickey says, I love you, kid. But I love the negotiation that Rocky's doing there. That negotiation of whatever you want to do, we'll do it as long as you don't die. You want to go to the circus, we'll go to the circus. You want me to retire, I'll retire. You tell me what you want to do so you can live. That kind of that weird panic negotiation of the Rocky character saying to Mickey, what is it we have to do to keep you alive?
Which is very realistic.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But
I love that. Of course, we hear this. I love you, kid. I love you. Yeah. I think these are the first time we've heard the words I love you, correct? From Mickey to Rocky's ears on film.
Does he say it in the settee when they have that conversation?
No, I don't think he says I love you.
Okay.
Now, granted, in the universe, he said it before.
Yeah.
Get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you. Because that happens, of course, before his death. But in the films, this is the first time we see it before the retcon of Part 5. But
and he's got a tear streaming down his face.
And now look at the panic. Rocky hears these words like, "Oh, wait a minute. Why are you telling me I love you? Oh, come on, we got more to do."
Stop it. I love that so much.
I know. I'm decided. Here it comes. We'll play it out. His last words were, "It hurts me." Oof. Those were his last words. It hurts me.
Wow. I don't think I realized.
What does that even mean? What is he talking about? He said his heart.
Probably his heart.
The pain.
Probably
the physical pain.
Like, he's now just feeling the pain of death. Like, it hurts me.
Which that sucks.
That's a good trivia question for the next book. What were Mick's last words? I wonder how many of our listeners knew that answer, but I wonder who doesn't know that answer. I didn't know that. I forgot his last words.
I didn't
were,
either.
It hurts me. Yeah. That last dragged breath out. You hear that?
Might just be air escaping from his lungs or
Yep.
something.
Now, before we get to the end, I just want to say again, the medical professionals would have jumped in. They would have. This is where you perform CPR. They would have moved Rocky out of the way and started chest compressions, the breathing, because you like unless he had a do not resuscitate order, which would have been done.
But they
off
wouldn't
camera.
have.
Yeah.
It's not like they carry that around with them. It's an
That's what I
agent's
mean.
purse. She's like, here, take this. I think the Spectrum has been caught that their medical staff, or actually the food concession staff that are just dressed up as EMTs, they really have no idea what they're doing. So they're like, "Ooh,
But you're saying that they would interrupt this moment?
Yes. No, it's not great for. No, it's not. Again, it's not good for the film, Katie. But in real life, they're going to push Rocky out of the way. Say,
Even
"Sir,
if
excuse
they
me."
said no, let us be, let us have this.
like Rocky said, no, I want to do my is yell. They would be like, sir, you can do your grieving later, but we have a chance to save us. He just literally stopped breathing. We can get his heart going again.
If I was in this scenario, either as Mickey or Rocky, I would be like, just leave us be. Let us have this moment.
No, sorry.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. We're going to play it out. All right.
Oh my God.
You're okay, Katie?
Ah.
I know. It's beautiful acting, beautiful scene, and heartbreak is absolutely that yell that Sly gives and the character gives at the same time. Of course, the great acting from Sly. We all will face or have faced loss in our life, but that's the sound you make when you're literally hovering over the body of a loved one. When they go like that's the sound you would make. That
if anyone thinks that Sly did a shitty crying scene, what I invite them to do is you reenact your own crying scene and record it and send it to the show here and we'll judge it.
Yeah, I agree. Sly's acting in this film, I think, was overshadowed by and I say this with all due respect, the 80s craziness, the Mr. T character, the statue revealing, the wrestling match, Eye of the Tiger song at the beginning, the Muppet Show. I think it was lost that Sly's acting is really good.
In the scene, it's obviously the music and it's his father figure. And also it's helped by showing Adrian and Polly too. Adrian, I think, probably loves Mickey too, but it's just that she's crying for
Rocky.
So is Polly. Yeah. They're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful scene, heartbreaking. Yeah, we love it. Sly's acting is amazing. And that's where we're going to end on the note there. Okay, we got I'm guessing 2 out of 5 for my answers. You ready?
Man, I'm probably in the same neighborhood, to be honest. These are pretty tough questions.
Okay.
I'm just getting up my Google sheet here to record.
I'm hoping I got 4, but we'll see.
I'm hoping you didn't. No offense.
Okay, so we'll start with Katie. Who goes to the center of the ring with Rocky?
Al Savani.
That's what I put too. But
I put Polly, but I didn't know.
I put the Cutman was there too, but he answered with just Paulie.
Oh, I feel like that's wrong, but I'm going to take my point.
I'm going to go with both for there. So if the judges will allow, because I know the Cutman was behind Rocky, because during that speech of the fight, the Cutman was there too. So maybe in his mind, don't forget it was a very young Rocco who put this together. So he wasn't even thinking of the Cutman.
Nah, bruh. Nah, I need these points.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Those of you who are in the chat, who isn't it Al Savani though? Wasn't he?
But what I'm saying is, I think it was both. We can quickly, if you want, I can.
I've seen it where there's been multiple people.
There's Paulie.
Oh, okay.
There's Paulie, but I swear the Cutman's there too when they walk away.
If we don't see him, you guys are
see.
Oh, yeah,
there's Al.
there.
There's Al.
Okay, then you guys deserve a point for that too. Then.
Because I thought
of course we do, because Al's there. Of course.
Hey, I can play the literal. You get to go. We go with whatever his answers are.
But I think with this one, it's pretty obvious that Al is there, and I thought that was the trick question. To be honest, I was thinking even outside the 10-year-old mind, I was thinking of like an adult, like We all think it's going to be Paulie, but the question is Al. But at the very least, it was Al. Let's all of us get a point.
Okay.
I need it. Like, I need it.
Yeah.
Okay, true or false? Yes, we all know the reporters did ask him to dance, correct?
Yeah.
And he says that as well, of course. What color balloon is Adrian holding before the Thunderlips fight Kyle? I put yellow too.
I put red.
Okay, let's find out. I actually don't know what his answer was. White.
Oh.
All right, none of us.
Damns the brakes, kids.
Yeah.
What colors were in the corners for the second fight? I'll answer this so you see that I'm telling the truth. Because I know Rocky's wearing a polo shorts, so they're red, white, and blue. So I guess they're going to call Rocky's corner the white corner, and Clubber's is he wearing blue again? So I'm going to go white and blue.
I went red and blue.
Blue and red.
Blue and red. Okay.
Watch, we're all wrong.
No, you got me. I told you. I'm going to suck at this one. It's red and blue.
Okay.
All right.
Oh boy. Who was at Mickey's funeral? I believe it was. We're about to watch the scene. I believe. I'll say this one too because I think you guys probably got it right. I think it was just the trio. I think it was just Paulie, Adrian, and Rocky.
That's what I put.
Ooh,
and the officiator.
And the officiator.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. I have the Paulie's not there. I have just Adrian, Rocky, and the rabbi.
Okay. All right. You might be right. Okay, you're very good at this game, so I wouldn't be surprised. Rocky, Adrian, Al, the cut
Al
man,
showed up.
And Paul.
Why wouldn't Al show up?
Gosh darn it.
We can check real quick if you want, just to verify.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just curious now because the scene was right there. You got officiator, Rocky, Adrian, Paulie, and the cut man. Wow. Okay.
Man,
I called it
okay.
2 out of 5.
Okay, Katie, did you get 3?
I got 3. Yeah.
Okay, I also got 3.
I think it's a race between Katie and Kyle for the.
I'm getting beat pretty handily, to be honest. Actually, no, never mind. I keep doing this in terms of the entire series, the entire question book. But so far in Rocky 3, I have 27. Katie has 30, and Ryan has 25.
Oh boy. I'm going to take a knee. I'm going to throw in the towel.
No, you're only 5 away. Like we're all
5 in this game.
I'm going to talk to one of Katie's friends. I'll find them, and I'm going to have them
break her knees with a baseball cap.
No, I'm going to get her like
Nancy
loaded
Kerrigan.
the night before, like just ripping drunk.
Yeah.
That has happened. I've been hungover many times.
The firehouse shit. Yeah. We're going to have to do something else then.
Yeah.
You're unstoppable. I have also done this podcast. I've done this podcast hungover, buzzed, and stoned. Not all at the same time.
Not all at the same time. So we have to have a season winner, but at the end, there will be a whole series winner.
I don't know. Is Kyle, are you collecting all those scores?
Collecting all the scores from the beginning.
It's going to be key. I'm still happy. Look, again, we're getting these questions from the Rocco Mushaderi. How do you say his last name? Great, thank you. Rocco Mushaderi, the Rocket Trivia book. Check it out on Amazon, folks. Buy this book. Support Rocco. That's where we're getting these questions from, just so we can plug the book. And he still listens to every episode, so thank you, Rocco, him and his father. Even though I'm losing score-wise, I'm winning because I'm having fun. It's fun. That's all that matters. So, Rocco, thank you for providing fun for me, even though I suck at this.
Ryan is just part of that participation trophy generation.
No. I want to be clear. I don't like to lose, but I am having fun with the questions because I'm surprised. Like Hector said, I'm surprised when I don't know. It's weird. Oh yeah,
the balloon one was. I was like, whoa.
That's hard to know that kind of stuff.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the end of the episode.
I didn't hear no bell.
I just want to say one